keep trying. Great British Numpty. The Wanglers are back. It's the middle of June. We've had a blistering hot week, but it's a bit cooler today. It's a bit more overcast, so I'm having a go on the Welland. I'm back to one of my old haunts actually. If you watch some of the previous videos, it's on an area called the Meadows near Stamford in Lincolnshire, and I've had a few fish out of here before. I wouldn't say it's prolific, but you can normally get a couple on a session. Obviously we've had that hot weather, so the river is a little bit down. It's quite clear. It's also a little bit breezy, so I'll have my work cut out today, but we'll give it a go. I'm in a nice little swim here that I have caught out before. It's got a bit of depth on it, and there's another nice swim next door which goes under a tree. So very chubby, and like I say, I've caught fish here before. I think the biggest one I've had on this stretch is about 4.5 pounds. So it'd be nice to get a chub, 3 or 4 pounds, something like that today. Just going to be fishing very simple running rig, very lightweight running rig with bread, maybe sweet or maybe luncheon meat, but I think bread's probably the kiddie today. I have got my famous cheese paste, of which I've caught a lot of fish on in the winter, but it's much more of a winter bait, but we will see. If we get desperate, we might try that. So let's give it a go and see if we can get a couple on the bank for you. See you in a bit, Wanglers. In this little spot behind me now for about 20 minutes. I call it twin bays because there's like two little bays. I fish in the first bay and I was getting a few little twitches, a few little taps, but nothing really to strike at. So I've just moved along to the second bay now and I'm giving that a go. I've caught out of both of these swims here before. Just using bread at the moment, just white bread, thick sliced white bread. And yeah, I was pretty hopeful when I was getting those taps, but nothing turned into full-on bite, so could have been a couple of line bites or smaller fish pecking around the bread. I'm fishing with quite a big hook, size 8 microbarb, so a big old chunky piece of bread, so I am targeting bigger fish. There are some, you know, decent 2, 3, 4 pounders in it, maybe even a bit bigger than that, but there are also a lot of, you know, half a pound, 1 pounders, and sometimes I think the hook's just too big for those sort of fish and I'm getting tappy bites. But if I get one, it should be a decent one. So only been here 20 minutes, half an hour, and I've got a good few hours, so we'll keep trying. So I've had about half an hour, 40 minutes in that first swim, which is kind of 2 swims in one. I fished both the little bays in there, and I was getting a couple of taps in the first bay. Nothing really worth striking on, and then nothing in the second bay. It's very shallow. We've had a very hot week, and it's yeah, I'm trying to find a few deep spots, you know, which is not easy, but there's a little spot behind me which I'm going to try in a minute, which I've caught from before, quite prolific actually. There's a fallen tree and you can just get your bait just to drift under the tree, and I think they hide under there. There's a rope swing, so I'm going to have to try and move that and have a little bit of a little sort out before I start swimming, but we'll give that a go. For now we'll stick with the bread. We might have a little switch around if we don't get any joy. See you later. Happy wangling. Swing so I can get a good angle now under the fallen tree. We'll see what I mean in a minute. So I've walked up now to the Green Bridge, or the Iron Bridge as the locals call it. There's a nice pool behind me. I've caught, in fact Josh, my oldest son, fellow wangler, caught a really nice chub in here, four and a half pounds, beautiful chub, albeit in November. So we'll give it a go. Some really nice looking spots, I'm going to try here. And I always seem to do much better chub fishing in the winter. I think it's more of a winter thing than it is a summer, but I just can't resist it when it's this sort of beautiful and pretty. The other thing you get in the British summer is the Great British Numpty. For example, you'll be fishing nice and quietly, minding your own business, and suddenly the Great British Numpty arrives with their Great British Numpty dogs, and they get in the river 2 meters from where you're fishing, and the dogs then splash around in the swim quite happily, scaring all the fish away and dancing within 2 centimeters of your hook. Now don't get me wrong, they've got as much right to use that river as I have, absolutely right, completely agree with that, but I wouldn't go and fish next to someone who's got their dogs in the water or their kids in the water. I just wouldn't. It's just good manners, common sense. Just go and fish 50 yards up the bank, go and let your dogs in 50 yards up the bank. I was fishing that last swim and a couple of young kids, I don't know, 15, 16, 17, boy and girl, just basically get in, unhook the rope swing that I'd deliberately hooked round the tree so that I could fish there, unhooked that and started swimming and splashing about literally 3 feet from where I'm fishing. The Great British Numpty, you gotta love them. So yeah, we'll give it half an hour here and then we'll head back. I might go beyond the car, if you like, more towards the meadows in Stanford, but again that will be absolutely heaving with the Great British Numpty, so I'm not sure how much of that I can take, but we'll give it a go here and we'll see how we get on. See you in a bit, wanglers. So walked all the way back down towards where the car's parked. There's a few people fishing. No one's caught an awful lot. A few lads on floats have got tiddlers and bits and pieces, but no one's caught any chub or decent chub or anything. So I think it's, as I say, it's been a scorching week, mid-30s, 38, 39 degrees. Today is not as warm. It's more like probably 26, 27. A little bit of cloud cover, so I thought it was worth a try, but I'm not sure they're feeding. I don't think the chub are feeding particularly. Also, there's hardly any flow on the river, tiny bit, and it's very shallow. A few deep spots which I'm trying to find. So I'm going to have a go here. Behind me, I have caught here before, into that little corner there behind me. You know, 2 or 3 pound chub. So we'll have it go here, and then just a little bit down from here. There's a few little spots just along that far bank. And there's a bit of a gravel. I call this a beach swim. It's like a beach, and you can wade out a couple of feet and get in some good spots. The trouble here is you get a lot of dog walkers coming in with their dogs, and their dogs going in. So it's a very popular spot for the Great British Numpty. But we'll give it a go. I've only got an hour or so left. I'm not holding out much hope now, but we'll keep wangling. Wanglers never say, let's give up and go home. Well, they do, but not just yet. Happy wangling. I've got my hour to go. I was getting loads of knocks in that last, some little just shivers and rattles. Nothing really to strike into. I did strike a couple of times, but didn't hook into anything. I was definitely getting some little bites, but I think they were just smaller fish pecking away at my bread. Also the wind, I was up high on the bank and the wind's coming in, so quite often the quiver tip was being whacked around by the wind, so it was hard to tell what was a bite and what wasn't. Brilliant. Camera's just fallen over. Just about come to the end of this session. It's been a really tricky one. I thought it would be. We've had such a hot week. The river's low. There's probably not much oxygen in it. I don't think the fish are particularly feeding. And every half decent swim you come to, people are jumping in. Dogs are in, people are in. It's yeah, it's been tricky. I've come to a swim I've never fished before. A little bit further down towards the town of Stamford. I've just got it out under a tree here. Last knocking's really, a bit of bread. That'll probably be it. Please like and subscribe to the channel. There's loads of different videos on here. Carp fishing in France. We've caught some catfish. Quite a lot of river fishing as well. So check it out. We are the Wanglers. You decide what the W stands for. We're good at eating and drinking and not always good at catching fish, but we do get a few on the bank. So it's definitely worth a look through our back catalogue, so to speak. It's all a bit of fun. It's all about having fun on the bank, family and friends, and not taking it too seriously. So check us out. Please like and subscribe. We'll be back very soon. We've got a carp fishing session at Lovell's Lake, which is again near Stamford, in Lincolnshire, next week, where we're going to be trying to catch some decent sized carp. So check out that one, which will be following very shortly on from this one. And in the meantime, keep wangling. Wanglers out. Unless we get a fish on the bank in the last half an hour or so. Arrivederci, wanglers.